The Malacca Strait, a narrow passage connecting the Indian and Pacific Oceans, is the lifeblood of Asian trade. Every year, trillions of dollars worth of goods, including vital energy supplies, traverse this maritime choke point. For China, the world's second-largest economy and a voracious consumer of energy, the Malacca Strait presents a strategic vulnerability. Over 80% of China's oil imports pass through this narrow channel. This reliance on a single route exposes China to significant risks, both economic and geopolitical. The Malacca Strait's strategic importance has long been recognized by global powers. Its narrowness makes it susceptible to disruptions, both natural and man-made. Piracy, maritime terrorism, and political instability in neighboring countries pose constant threats to shipping lanes. The potential for a blockade of the strait, particularly by a hostile naval power, represents a nightmare scenario for China. This vulnerability is a key motivator behind China's pursuit of alternative trade routes, such as the ambitious China-Iran Railway. The China-Iran Railway, a proposed 2,300-kilometer rail link connecting western China to Tehran, represents a bold geopolitical gamble and a potential game-changer in global trade. This ambitious project, estimated to cost billions of dollars, aims to establish a direct land route for goods and energy to flow between China and Iran, bypassing the Malacca Strait entirely. The railway is envisioned as part of China's Belt and Road Initiative, a massive infrastructure program designed to connect China to markets across Asia, Europe, and Africa. The railway promises to significantly reduce transport times and costs for Chinese goods destined for Europe and the Middle East. More importantly, it provides China with a strategic alternative to the vulnerable sea route through the Malacca Strait. The railway would traverse Central Asia, a region rich in natural resources, opening up new markets and investment opportunities for China. The project has been hailed by both Beijing and Tehran as a symbol of their deepening strategic partnership. The China-Iran Railway is not merely an infrastructure project. It's a geopolitical move by two nations facing growing pressure from the United States and its allies. For China, the railway represents a way to diversify its trade routes and reduce its reliance on the US-dominated maritime domain. It aligns with China's long-term strategy of challenging American hegemony and reshaping the global order. For Iran, reeling under crippling US sanctions, the railway offers an economic lifeline. It promises to boost trade and investment, providing much-needed relief to its struggling economy. The project also deepens Iran's ties with China, a rising global power, and weakens the impact of Western attempts to isolate it. The railway therefore represents a convergence of interests for both China and Iran, challenging the established geopolitical order. The China-Iran Railway has profound implications for global energy security, particularly for China's insatiable appetite for oil. Iran, with its vast oil and gas reserves, is a crucial energy supplier. The railway provides China with a direct land route to tap into these resources, bypassing the Strait of Hormuz, another potential choke point in the global energy supply chain. This direct access to Iranian energy strengthens China's energy security and reduces its vulnerability to disruptions in the Strait of Malacca. It also grants Iran greater leverage in energy markets, potentially weakening the dominance of traditional oil producers aligned with the West. This shift in energy flows could have far-reaching consequences for global energy prices and geopolitical alliances. Section 5. Countering the Dragon, the West responds. The China-Iran Railway has not gone unnoticed in Western capitals. The project has raised alarm bells, particularly in Washington, which views it as a direct challenge to its strategic interests. The United States fears the railway will undermine its efforts to contain Iran and limit China's growing influence. Potential U.S. responses include strengthening military deployments in the region, imposing further sanctions on both China and Iran, and seeking to develop alternative trade routes. The United States might also increase diplomatic efforts to dissuade other countries from participating in the project. However, given China's economic clout and Iran's determination to break free from isolation, effectively countering the railway project will prove a formidable challenge. Section 6. Economic Rebirth, Silk Road Prosperity. Beyond geopolitics, the China-Iran Railway holds the promise of significant economic benefits for all countries involved. For China, it opens up new markets in Central Asia, the Middle East, and even Europe. The railway could facilitate the flow of Chinese goods and investments, boosting trade and economic growth along its route. For Iran, the railway represents a lifeline to the global economy, bypassing U.S. sanctions and attracting foreign investment. It could revitalize Iranian industries and create much-needed jobs. Central Asian countries along the route stand to benefit from transit fees, infrastructure development, and increased trade opportunities. Section 7. Tracks through uncertainty, challenges, and risks. Despite its potential, the China-Iran Railway faces significant challenges and uncertainties. The project's estimated cost is staggering, and securing funding in the face of potential Western pressure will be difficult. The railway will traverse challenging terrain, requiring complex engineering solutions and posing logistical hurdles. Political instability and security risks in the region, particularly in Afghanistan and Pakistan, could disrupt construction and operation. Moreover, the project's long-term viability depends on the continued political will and economic cooperation of China and Iran, which is not guaranteed given the complex geopolitical landscape. Section 8. A New World Order, Shifting Sands of Power. The China-Iran Railway is more than just a transportation project. It symbolizes a shifting global order, where China is challenging U.S. dominance, and countries like Iran are seeking to break free from Western pressure. The project's success could embolden other nations to pursue similar partnerships, further eroding U.S. influence. The railway's impact on global trade patterns, energy flows, and geopolitical alliances could be profound. It underscores the emergence of a multipolar world, where power is more diffuse and new centers of influence are rising. Section 9. Conclusion, a transformative corridor. The China-Iran Railway, if completed, has the potential to be a transformative project, reshaping trade, geopolitics, and the global balance of power. It represents a bold move by China and Iran to challenge the existing order and forge a new path. While fraught with challenges and uncertainties, the railway's impact will be closely watched by the world as a harbinger of things to come. The railway's development and its implications will continue to be a subject of intense debate and analysis for years to come. It serves as a potent symbol of a changing world order, where the geopolitical landscape is being redrawn and new alliances and rivalries are taking shape.